Well, welcome back, everybody. We thank you for going to the Jamboard. I understand that we've had comments on each, and we'll look forward to putting those together and sharing those with you after the conference. Now I get to introduce Jerri Kemble, my friend. She's currently an academic advisor. She actually spent 38 years in schools as a teacher, as a principal, as a superintendent, as an associate superintendent. And no disrespect to any other speakers, but she is absolutely the best KU dressed person here today. I think that's great. Jerri is an accomplished leader in the field of educational technology. Certainly has had a big impact on change with students in schools for over her long career. She's been involved. She's won a number of awards. She hasn't listed them all. I remember some of them actually. But she was the Kansas School Counselor of the Year. She was the eSchool News Tech Savvy Superintendent in Kansas. She was at Kansas State University Educational Administration Student of the Year and the Tech Leader of the Year by Tech and Learning Magazine. And that's just one person. I got all of those awards. I'll stop with that. Just say that we're thrilled to have Jerri here. She's a very dynamic tech leader, and I think we'll share some important information with you. Jerri?
Thank you, Dr. Ginsburg. In 2010, a new technology arrived on the scene at many schools. You remember what it was? You got it. Yes, it was the debut of the iPad. And that event brought me to this very stage in 2011 as a backup dancer. Now, if you've ever seen me dance, you know that has to be a metaphor for something else, right? And it was. I was the backup dancer or the supporter behind the real education rock stars, which was a group of 3rd and 4th graders known as the iPad chefs. I assisted these students as they traveled to this stage and around the state of Kansas, demonstrating how iPads could be a part of our classrooms. It was quite a transformational time in education. And when I was contacted to speak at this event, I knew I couldn't call on the iPad chefs because they've now graduated from high school and I'd have to fly solo. So with 4 decades of experience in education and a great deal of time spent as a technology evangelist, and having been to the White House 3 times to talk about technology, I thought maybe I could handle the task of being a speaker at a conference that was asking folks to challenge the way we work. So I dove into my talk, researching AI, OER, and ChatGPT further. My talk included the latest research. It had the newest buzzwords, and all those acronyms were peppered throughout it. And after several weeks of preparation, I asked my family if they'd listen to it. I was excited because I knew that they would give me great feedback. So with enthusiasm and pride, I launched into my talk. My daughter's an educator, and I thought, surely she's going to be really impressed with her mother's research. I finished the talk and it was silent. Crickets. Oh, it must have been so good I left them speechless. Then my non-educator husband broke the ice, turned to my daughter and said, "Hannah, do you educators really get excited over this stuff?" And then he said, "And what the heck is your mom talking about that? ChatGPT, OERs, IEPs, she lost me." So I looked at my daughter and she looked back at me and she said, "Mom, educators don't want to hear that. They want real and relevant stories and inspiring ideas." So I took my daughter's advice because our kids are always smarter than we are, right? And I got rid of the language pollution and all the acronyms and the buzzwords, and I decided to keep it real. So I hope you will find an inspirational nugget in the stories I'm about to share. The title of my talk is called "This is the Moment." And this is the moment for educators to shine. Never before this moment have we had the kinds of tools that can radically change how we teach and learn. I understand that these tools are powerful and they carry a warning label, and we must use them ethically Yet today, I'm going to talk about the possibilities these technologies provide for us and not the perils. Yet I acknowledge they do exist. So let's begin with the burning question that concerns most folks when talking about technology in education. Will it take away my job? And how will it change the way I teach? I want to share a story with you of the potential of technology, and I hope it eases your fear about technology taking away educators' jobs. In 2012, I was a superintendent in a rural Kansas school district that was located literally in the middle of a wheat field. My students were at a disadvantage. They were hardworking, intelligent, and desired to learn, yet they were trapped in an opportunity gap. The limited resources of my district hindered them from experiencing the same educational opportunities in foreign languages, the arts, math, and sciences as their counterparts in more affluent areas. However, my Board of Education and I believed that they deserved more. And in a bold move, my district launched the Kansas Online Learning Program. Overnight, the students now had 250 course offerings via virtual education. Predictably, this sparked some outrage among several teachers in the district, with one going so far as to turn me into the state, fearing that the virtual courses would take away their job. Well, fast forward 11 years to 2023, and the Kansas Online Learning Program now boasts more students enrolled in it than are enrolled in the brick and mortar schools in that district. The number of employed teachers in the online learning program has more than tripled. Jobs were not cut, they were added. Technology will not supplant teachers. Instead, it will transform the way we work. And in this case, it opened a world of opportunity to these talented and deserving students. That was and is the power of virtual education. But let me share some examples of how the newest technologies, such as open education resources, OERs, and artificial intelligence, AI, could change our work in 2023. My first example is personal tutoring. Imagine every student, even those in remote villages, having a private tutor to assist their learning. Saul Khan and Khan Academy have showcased this transformational use of OERs and AI through their personal AI tutor, aptly named Khan Amigo. Khan Amigo is an AI tutor that does not simply provide answers to problems, but it prompts students with reflective questions. It asks students to reflect on their learning, fostering metacognition and deep understanding. Khan Amigo helps make learning visible by encouraging students to see their knowledge and pointing out how their mistakes could be rectified. Research on the power of tutoring reveals that personalized instruction can significantly improve student performance. Imagine offering every student a personal tutor, a cool older brother or sister in their pocket to help them learn. In these times of teacher shortages, this impact could be monumental. But moving on to my second example, technology can liberate educators from the burdensome tasks of administration and technicalities. Let me illustrate how technology can help by sharing a personal anecdote. It was a Friday afternoon, the last hour of the school day, when my daughter, a school counselor, received some devastating news. One of the first grade students had just lost his mom to cancer. Hannah, my daughter, was tasked with writing a letter to send home to the families of this young boy's classmates. She was overcome with sympathy, and the words for the letter were just not coming to her. She discovered the power of online educational resources and artificial intelligence at that very moment. She opened a program that she often uses called Canva. Canva has a component called Magic Write, which is powered by AI, and it's a lot like ChatGPT. She prompted Magic Wright to construct a compassionate and informative letter to the families. And within less than a minute, she had a beautifully written letter ready to be sent out. Now here comes the mic drop moment. With the time she saved by having Magic Wright construct the letter, she was able to spend that time with the grieving boy, providing him the support he desperately needed. This is the moment when educators can utilize technology to handle the administrative tasks, freeing themselves to focus on what AI cannot replicate, the human touch. AI and ChatGPT can do some other really remarkable tasks for you as educators. It can create beautiful presentations, grade your papers, generate test questions, and for our high school teachers, it can even generate a different set of questions for each class period. It can help you write lesson plans, and you can get really specific here. I put in ChatGPT, write a lesson plan on photosynthesis. Use the 4th grade science standards and make sure that I have 3 interactive stations for them to work from. I also need comprehensive and reflective questions, and it was generated within minutes. Now, it should be noted that teachers like to add their own personality and skill to these plans, but they are a great starting point. Also, Copilot in Microsoft can summarize your emails. And if you're late to that Zoom meeting, Zoom IQ has got your back and can summarize the discussion that you just missed. Finally, these tools can help us learn new skills. With technologies as prolific as AI, our educators must teach students how to use them effectively and ethically. Our students need to become input engineers, equipped with the ability to ask the right questions and understand the impact of AI. By neglecting or prohibiting these tools, we perpetuate inequities. Those with privilege will possess the necessary resources at home. To combat this, we must ensure all students have access to these transformational technologies. But I want to conclude today with the lie of AI in education. Yeah, I think I've identified an untruth in all this. While AI can save time by automating administrative tasks, educators will not seek to reclaim that time for themselves. As educators, your passion drives you to do more, not less. You'll take that time back. Instead, you'll invest in what truly matters, spending more quality time with your students, fostering those relationships, and providing the human touch that AI cannot replicate. This is your moment to seize the day, embrace technology as your ally, and unleash your potential as an educator. Before we conclude, I urge you to explore the resources that I've alluded to today. Take a small step back, check out one of these tools, and discover the power of a personal assistant. After all, you deserve it. I curated a Wakelet with over 40 resources for you, and you can access that by the QR code. I also encourage you to check out my podcast, Linked Up Breaking Boundaries in Education, where you can learn more about these topics. And finally, I leave you with this quote. And now here is my secret, a very simple secret. It's only with the heart that one sees things correctly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. And I want to add a caveat here that what is really essential is invisible to the eye and to AI. You see, you have the one thing AI will never have, and that is the heart of an educator. You cannot be replaced or replicated. So carpe diem, seize the day. This is your time to shine. Oh, and one more thing. Did I use ChatGPT to write this? Yes and no. While I did run it through ChatGPT for word choice, I quickly discovered that it lacks not only a heart, but also a sense of humor and my personal touch. So educators, my call for action to you is to check out a tool and see what it might do for you. This is your moment. Access the resources, leverage them to support you, for this is your moment to shine. So shine on. Thank you.
One quick question, and then we're going to move on to,
That you had and the QR code is not working.
It's not.
No.
I will work on that.
Okay.
we'll work on it and we'll get it out to everybody who's here. Okay.
Yes.
So thank you. We're going to go now. We have the questions up. We're going to go to our breakouts and we'll put 10 minutes towards that and we'll be back with our next speaker in 10 minutes. So please go to your breakouts.
Okay.